So in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to do a self-binding, which is where you fold the back of the quilt over the edges to bind the quilt. The first thing you need to do is you need to trim the batting even with the quilt top. When you're quilting, it's actually best to have a batting that's a little bit bigger than your quilt top because things will shift around no matter which basting method you use. But when it's time to bind this off, we need to get rid of the excess batting first, being very careful not to snip the back of the quilt. We have all our excess batting gone. The next thing we need to do is trim the backing. I usually trim it to 2 inches, which will give me a 1-inch binding. I wouldn't go any smaller than an inch. An inch will give you a 1/2 inch binding. Anything smaller than that is very difficult to sew. You can always go bigger. Just like that. And then we'll go all around the quilt and trim this down. If you don't yet have a rotary cutter or don't care for them, you can always get a regular ruler and go around the quilt with a piece of chalk or a pencil or something and make yourself some marks at 2 inches away from the fabric. And then you'll just get your scissors and cut on the dotted line. Back at the machine for one last step, I've replaced my extension table and I changed from the darning foot back to the regular foot. Got some of these wonder clips. I only use 2. I just move them down. So here's a corner of the quilt. You actually want to start away from the corner. So you take the raw edge and fold it back to the quilt top. Then you fold it again and you put the clip on it. Then we'll go down here and we'll do the same thing. We'll actually start sewing between these. When you come to the corner, leave it folded like you did. Leave it folded as if this part of the quilt top continues. And then you fold this edge against the quilt top, against the edge of the quilt top. Then you fold this raw edge against the edge of the quilt top. Then you fold that over. And put your clips on. And then when the needle gets right here at this corner, that's when you want to pivot your quilt. Everything's encased and things shift. Sometimes the backing tries to get a little bit twisted. You might have a couple tucks in it. I had that problem right here. It got a little twisted. That's okay. That will straighten itself out when you wash it. Everything will relax.